Yeah, the desert rock scene has, it's always been kind of big for the small community that I came from, or that's always been my impression. Over the decades, it's kind of remarkable how it's had an impact on people, you know, in California and then all over the world. These bands and the scene has this resonance with people that's, you know, still impresses me after all these years. Eagles of Death Metal and Queens of the Stone Age would be the standouts, but there's just, you know, all these tentacles of music and influences, bands in the US and Europe and stuff, and it's just a trip, you know. I mean, I've been kind of in it, you know, for a long time, and, you know, it's still hard to recognize it because, you know, you're right next to it, and it's just, you know, it's kind of exploded into this big thing, and it's a trip, you know. The whole thing's kind of hard to believe, really. It started out in somebody's garage, and now we're playing a gig in London, you know, and people are interested in that, and that's a, you know, that's still a trip, you know. That still kind of blows my mind that that it's had that far of a reach and that kind of longevity. I notice there seems to be a distinction between the European music fan and the American music fan, where it's more kind of cultish is the wrong word, but people really kind of, they get into it, they dig down deep. It's not like, you know, in the US a lot, I like Ozzy, I'm a rock fan, I like Ozzy and I'm into that, and Metallica too, but like the European audiences, they dig deeper into the you know, the origins of things and the influences, and it's just more intense. There's more depth to it. The things that aren't in the mainstream are kind of more important over here, or seem to be given more attention and are appreciated more. And that's something that I've noticed ever since having the privilege of coming to Europe and playing music and, you know, comparing the scenes and the gigs and stuff. Just the love of the genre and the reverence, you know, the respect for it. In the US, it's kind of, it's dismissed, you know, as you know, a subculture that's not worthy of respect or, you know, or devotion. And in Europe, people, you know, there's more attention to that, you know. It's not as driven by what's in the mass media. It's like people find out what they love and they pursue it and they get really into it, and it crosses over. I mean, rather than being at a dive bar, you know, you have these big venues, and it's, you know, it's really impressive. It's still kind of, you know, alien to me because I'm used to toiling in obscurity. You know, that's been our lot in life, and, you know, and the Desertfest kind of puts it up, you know, on a pedestal, or makes it more you know, puts it on a higher level.